All right, well, we're going to bring in Congresswoman from Florida, Maria Salazar. She's also on the House Foreign Affairs Committee. What's the latest you're hearing on this situation in Ukraine, Congresswoman? And good morning.
Well, good morning to you. Well, the latest is that we should be showing more force. We should be showing the world that we're still the watchdog of the world, and we are the power that needs to defend those who want freedom, who want liberty, and they want to continue being a free and sovereign nation. And unfortunately, the Biden administration is sending the wrong signal, not only in Ukraine, but all over the world, including this hemisphere. Cuba, Venezuela, Nicaragua, Ukraine, Afghanistan. Long list of failures.
Yeah. Well, you bring up a good point. I mean, the Biden administration wouldn't even give the internet to the Cubans who were trying to fight for their freedom just 90 miles from our own border. But I would ask you, Congresswoman, why are we so concerned about the border of Ukraine so far away? Shouldn't we get the Biden administration or use people like you to force him to care about our own border? You saw flights of people coming all the way, being dropped off in Florida, being dropped off in New York in the dead of night. The American citizens have no idea about it. What are you doing about that?
What a disservice to the Hispanic community, the largest minority in the country. And that's one of the things that we need to stress and we need to point out to the American public. The Hispanics, the 20% of the population, I repeat, the largest minority in this country, does not want open borders. We do not want to come in illegally. We want to come into the promised land, this beautiful United States, legally. But unfortunately, the Biden administration plays political football with the Hispanics once again, because they believe, and his advisors are telling him, that if you let the Latinos, the Browns coming in, then they're going to vote for the Democratic Party. And that is not the case. And we're seeing it in the polls, Rachel, that the Hispanics are moving to the GOP. Why? For three things: value, the economy, and the Democratic Party. Values, specifically, we don't want to defund the police. We want to have stronger police so they can defend us. We don't want to, we don't hate the white guy. The white guy is the one who's giving us the jobs. You know, when you're an immigrant and you have to go into exile because you have to look for better economic opportunities, you come to the United States, the promised land. So we have the same values that are entrenched in the Republican Party. God-fearing, law-abiding, tax-paying. And then at the end, what's happening is the Democratic Party. As I said, they have played political football with us for 30 years. They have promised immigration reform law year after year for the last 35 years. And now it's time for the GOP to welcome those Hispanics, the Browns, the Latinos, and say, we can provide you that dignity that you need to live in this country. And that's the immigration reform law that I am going to be presenting next month, called the Dignity Act, because we're going to give dignity to my people, those who live in the shadows, those who have not had some type of legality. We're going to seal the border. We're going to put order at the border, and we're going to provide dignity and then redemption to those Browns, the Hispanics, the Latinos.
Well, those Americans.
Yes.
Congresswoman Salazar, thank you. We'll see what your bill entails. I think first people want the border sealed, then they want to talk about immigration
Absolutely.
reform.
Absolutely. And that is exactly what we're going to do. We're going to seal that border.
All right. Thank you, Congresswoman. Really appreciate your views.